The notion that Scripture interprets Scripture is a dogma that isn't supported by any data, and also exists primarily to preserve the negotiability of the Scriptures. Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion, and this dogma builds on the more foundational dogmas of inspiration, of inerrancy, and of univocality. And the idea is that Scripture can't be interpreted in isolation from all of the other scriptures. In other words, they all have to come together to produce a single holistic vision. And so a scripture can't conflict with that holistic vision. And again, this requires presupposing univocality, that every last passage of the scriptures speaks with one single unified and consistent voice and from one single unified and consistent perspective. But that's flatly precluded by the data. Anyone who has worked with the historical background of the Bible knows that the Bible is a collection of numerous different and often conflicting perspectives from different times, from different places, to different audiences, for different rhetorical purposes. So there is no univocality in the text, but presupposing univocality allows us to negotiate with the text so that in whatever circumstances we find ourselves, we can pick and choose which passages get to be centered and given priority within our interpretive agenda, and which passages get to be marginalized, get to be reinterpreted, or get to be outright ignored. And in that way, the Bible is remarkably flexible and malleable and negotiable, because we can respond to all different kinds of circumstances by negotiating the centering and the marginalizing of the different passages from Scripture. And in that way, whoever is in charge of a given religious tradition or a given religious community gets to deploy the Bible in whatever way serves their interests. And overwhelmingly, those interests are about structuring power and values and boundaries in the favor of the group or the tradition's identity politics. So again, Scripture must interpret Scripture is a dogma that is not supported by any data whatsoever and primarily exists to facilitate the negotiability of Scripture to serve the interests of people who are leading traditions and communities. And the fit for this video has been Daredevil.